If you've ever looked at your child and thought, school just doesn't work for this child, you're not imagining it. Some children thrive in a school environment and others struggle. It is absolutely normal because children are all different. In this video, I'm going to talk through why school works for some kids and it doesn't for others. Number one, let's normalize the differences. Children are all different individuals. They learn differently. For instance, some will learn by watching things, so they're visual learners. Then you've got the kids that are really good at listening, so they're auditory learners. They don't have to see something. If they can hear it, then they pick it up. Then you've got the kids that are kinesthetic. They have to touch and move around, and if you can get them to do something, then they'll remember it. They will need to involve their bodies in order to remember the information later on. So absolutely normal for kids to learn differently, to pick up things in a different way. And let's face it, there's only one system in the public schools or even private schools. They have one system and they have to put everybody in there walking a certain way and learning a certain way because that's what a system does. And this is not new. It's been going on since the dawn of civilization. We're all different and we try to create systems, and then we try to fit people into these systems, and there will be some friction. So I want you to understand that the system that your child is in probably cannot fit him or her, because children are not widgets on an assembly line. Sometimes public schools appear to be still in that industrial era, and they are still caught in there. Schools got started while factories got started. And so you've got assembly lines, and then all of a sudden you've got the Prussian model of education, and the whole world just took it in, and it just doesn't work for everybody. That was number one. Number two, there are 3 common mismatches. And if your child is struggling, it's probably because he's dealing with 1, 2, or even 3 mismatches. Number one is pace. Okay, so some kids have to go slow and other kids have to go fast. You've got very, very intelligent children who are failing school because they are bored. Everything's too slow for them. So it's not that they're not understanding. They understand way too much, way too fast. And all of a sudden they have to do something with themselves, but they're done. They've done their work and now they are bored. And so they get into trouble. The second mismatch might be the environment. So some kids need a lot of noise to gather information from the outside world, and others need to sit still. And so if you've got this classroom where everybody has to be quiet and sit still, and there's the pressure to behave a certain way, then that environment is just not going to be good for everybody. And the third common mismatch is the relationship that the kid has with their teacher and with the overall environment in the school. Does the child feel connected or disconnected to the adults that are trying to impart knowledge? Does your child feel supported? There are so many kids that cry. They cry when they have to go to school because there's zero support for them. And I'm not just talking about bullying. I'm talking about having a friend in the adult in the classroom where your child has to spend 7 or 8 hours a day. Now let's go to number 3. This is a very important reframe. A lot of times we think struggle equals failure. That's not true. A child who struggles is not failing. He's just giving you information. He's giving himself information. So it's important for us as parents to reframe this idea of, oh, my child is struggling in school, therefore he's failing. No, nobody's failing school. We are failing the children that God has put into our care if we don't listen, if we don't pick up on the information that is hiding inside the struggle. So the failure is information, the struggle is information. What can you learn? What can you learn from your child's struggle? Is it too fast or too slow? Is school too boring or is it too fast? Is it too overwhelming for the child? I have friends who put their children in a very nice Christian school. And this child, it was a girl, and she broke out in hives because of the pressure that she felt. It was all anxiety based. And as soon as they pulled her out and they started homeschooling her, she calmed down. She read through all her assignments. She was never rebellious. She just couldn't take the pressure. So the failure doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be something negative. The failure is in our lap if we don't learn from what is going on with our children. And let's go to number 4. Homeschooling is one way that families deal with a struggle in education. It's not the only way. A lot of people put their children in TNS, the nature school. I heard people talk about that. I heard people talk about Montessori. Some people learn, put their children in an immersion school, like a French language immersion school or German. If I had had that nearby, I probably would have put my kids in a language immersion school because I love languages, and I would have been right there volunteering as an assistant teacher or volunteer parent. So there are many ways to engage with your child's environment for learning. And it's worth understanding your options. So if you're here to explore different options, if you're here to try to understand what your child needs, feel free to subscribe.